Hello there, English speakers, and welcome to 48 seconds of pre-show. You might think that this policewoman is breaking out from the bank, but she isn't. This is actually Wallin's home, but they spell Wallin wrong, though. But they sell stuff for your home here, and the burglar is wrong because the bank is actually on the other side of the street, Handelsbanken, and here you have Sveabank, also famous for laundering money. Not as bad as some other companies. This used to be the customer-owned bank. Hello there, English speakers, and welcome to the missionary church on the prayer street. And there you see this pillar aspen. It's not a black poplar, but they look kind of like that, this special version of aspen. But let's start by taking a big, deep breath. And then I will enlighten your blind spots about the zeitgeist is changing, maybe, eventually. First of all, I couldn't send live on YouTube, as in pseudo live, but still, that didn't work. It refused to accept my video. I was scared that I was suddenly banned from YouTube, but no, that wasn't the problem. YouTube is not as bad and evil as X. So the problem was that I had a bigger than sign, you know, this sign, and YouTube don't allow that common character in your headline. What on earth? Is this some sort of site from, I don't know, the last millennia when stuff like that were not allowed? All other sites, of course, allow you to have that sign in your title. So that's bad, YouTube. That's ridiculous. But now I know, at least. Neural Foundry was commenting on this AI that was getting insane because it was reading too much Reddit and Wikipedia, and then it lied about documents that it was fed. So this is really fascinating. Neural Foundry was writing, and I agree. And the climate models, they look it's the same principle. They are thinking that they are more and more right when they are coming with new and new lies that are equally lying, but they are more and more sure that their lies are true, and they might actually believe that, some of them, even though it's hard to believe. I remind you that this AI was made to be truthful, and it failed miserably because it was trained to be someone who has a big problem with Amathia. So Amathia is when you are really smart, intelligent, and you have all the information, and you act like a complete idiot. But you can really argue for your point of view, and you just make up lies and make the logic fit anyway. So it seemingly sort of works, but it doesn't. You are still a complete moron, a very smart moron. And the old Greek called this Amathia. But I think the AI experience, it actually described Amathia even better than the old Greeks could do without their AI models. So here's a tip for you, especially in USA or on Svalbard. What to do when you're attacked by a bear. It's very important that you lay down and you play dead. This is very useful because you will be dead in a few minutes, so some practice before that is great. So that's what you can learn from the internet. Aldous Huxley, some person that seems to be suffering from Amathia, he says that intellectuals, they are way above normal people. They are interested in facts. so they can't be manipulated like the general public. That is true, but only half of the truth. They are way easier to brainwash if you know how to do it and how to cause this Amathia. You give them 4 facts. You feed them with, Wikipedia and Reddit and all the arguments that fit together with each other. All this vaccine data, and you have data over the sicknesses suddenly disappears when you take away the toxins that cause the sickness. But at the same time, you were injecting them with poison, that is the so-called vaccines, and you go on and you build all this rigorous thing that fits with each other, and then you present a new fact, or they got presented with a new fact. For example, that all randomized controlled trials that compare unvaccinated with unvaccinated, as in they got a true placebo, with the other group that got the vaccine. The vaccinated always get more sick of all causes. When you present this to someone who is very intellectual, but they still suffers from Amathia, and they cannot grasp this new fact, and they will explain it away and say that it still works because, and they go mad. So no, you can't manipulate the intelligentsia with the same kind of emotional kind of argument, pseudo arguments, but you can still you feed their ego with that they are so smart and so wise, even though they are only smart and tricked into going in this intellectual Amathia trap. So we learned that AI problem from Brian Roemmele. Very good follow, thinks even Elon Musk. So Brian Roemmele, he was digging up some information about Morris Fishbein. So this Fishbein, he was leading JAMA with all that horrible research, sort of research, but mostly they were interested in suppressing natural remedies and chiropractors and herbal cures for all sorts of things. They were hunted and they did a lot of evil stuff. So he was the head of JAMA, maybe you say, from 1924 to 1949. So they finally kicked him out, and now JAMA is celebrating him and saying that he was the best thing ever, and they have prizes to honor his memory of being a gangster. Of course, he was a Jew, but that was not maybe the most important or shocking thing in this. Brian Roemmele also dug up information about B15. There are a lot of B vitamins that are not that are hidden. So this B15, you can look at some research from Soviet Union that says something. I don't know what to think about this, except that others say that this is a useless substance that does nothing. Well, who knows? MTG, Mary Taylor Greene, she's stepping down in the beginning of next year on the 5th of January. So we'll see what happens there. She has been, she feels that she can't do anything because it's a big bipartisan swamp in the Congress. Maybe she can do something better elsewhere. Maybe being a governor of Georgia, or maybe another state even. We will see who will replace her, and I hope that she endorses someone that is as great as her, but with a new approach that might actually work. I think that just worked great when it comes to the Overton window and enlightening people about how it actually works. Auschwitz Memorial is an account on X, among other things, and they are really upset about Grok. Grok is not lying as well as they want, with all the gas chambers and shrunken skulls and lampshades and all the things that they are alleging. So they got presented with inconvenient facts and stuff. So that's a big problem for them, and we'll see when the AI monster eventually will break down all the lies, or if it will go insane. Well, it has gone insane. AI has totally gone insane many times, but eventually maybe that will get corrected and this Auschwitz Memorial will become as disgraced as they should be. Like Mike Huckabee. So he met with Jonathan Pollard. And this Jonathan Pollard is the biggest spy ever when it comes to spy on USA. He was stealing documents from like a box that is 6 feet times 6 feet times 10 feet. That's a lot of documents, and he gave them to Israel. So then he took a plane from Adelson, Miriam Adelson, and her late husband, also the biggest donor to Trump. So she took that plane and then she went to Netanyahu, who gave this spy, Jonathan Pollard, got a hero's welcome and of course a citizenship in Israel. And now Mike Huckabee is meeting in a very friendly way with the worst terrorist spy that you can imagine in US history. So that's how spanked the US government is, even more than MTG said. But they are losing public love. Roseanne Barr, you can listen to Mike Fontes if you want. It's useless, but he does make a good point in his rant. So this Roseanne Barr, a Zionist Jew of course, she says that there is no problem. Israel will just ditch USA if USA doesn't want to send tons of money to Israel. Israel will just go to India and China and other countries. So no problem with that. And then US will get what it deserves, and she gets really angry, but then she gets really happy because she says that USA will fall and get totally destroyed, and her inner demon is shining. So this is not that interesting that it's just Roseanne Barr. This is all of them. All of these Zionists are psychopathic, sadist, well, like this. And then you have Mark Levine. I don't know if he's intentionally getting Amathia, but he is saying that to Megyn Kelly, that Mark Levine says that he has never called her a Nazi. And of course Megyn Kelly is posting a video of Mark Levine calling her a Nazi. So that's how they do. And if there are some Jews in academia, of course they don't want to call anything before Christ or Anno Domino. So Jews, not Muslims, not Hindus, not any Confucianists or Shinto believers, no Astrofarians or anything. No, Jews can't handle that. So they want to call it before Common Era and Common Era and the year. So that's how they totally are doing all the time, and people find this annoying. Christopher Rufo, it's a Chabos Goy, a good little non-Jew, I think, or is he Jewish? Anyway, he is saying that cultures are not the same. So if you have little Italy, a little part of the town, or Little Tokyo, or if you have Little Mogadishu. They are not the same. Yeah, he forgot about this little area in New York called the Tunnel Juice. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that, so I did. Candace Owens has gotten intel from high up in the French government, an employee high up in France, and the information is that Macron has paid for her assassination. So this is the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, together with one Israeli. So of course, maybe that person has gotten it wrong, maybe that person is lying, maybe Candace Owens has gotten it wrong or lying, but yeah, I would not be on a known place if I were Candace Owens, and this is not the first time. On the 10th of September 2024, 1 year exactly before Charlie Kirk got murdered, Haim Braverman was threatening to kill Candace Owens and her family, and this is well documented in court documents. And this source from the French government says that it was the French Legion number 13 and a multi-state involvement in the murder of Charlie Kirk. And they also want to murder Javier Possard, a journalist, French, I assume, with that name. Dick Cheney is having an eternal sauna, so he had a funeral, and there you have the deep state coming there. Fauci, James Carville, that's the propaganda master, or he was, for the Democrats, and people like Rachel Maddow from MSNBC, the Mad Cow, and they are all there together celebrating their former enemy. Trump was not invited, neither was Elon Musk. But as I said, the swampiness and the deep state-ishness of Trump and the current leadership of the Republicans is also deep state-ish. So this is the deep state. It's getting a new skin, and it's shedding the old skin, just like reptiles do. It really looks like that. But yeah, we will get a new, fresh skin on the reptilian overlords. It seems this old guard is useless and getting ditched. Uncommon Sense, an account on X that spread some uncommon sense. This sense that he's spreading in this post is way out of the Overton window, and it's pointless. So I remind you about what I said before. You should be 80% inside of the mainstream and 20% pushing it. This is totally out there. So it's just a balkanization of USA, where you have Asians in Seattle, you have queers around San Francisco, Mexico in the south of USA, and then you have blacks in the deep south, and then you have Jews in New York City. So that will never happen, and it's pointless to discuss, which is the reason I did it. Zero Hedge had some article where they go through all these 28 points of the Ukraine peace plan. You can read that if you are interested. I wait for the actual outcome. The Kazakh president, he was talking when Putin was close by, and he said that nowadays having nukes or nuclear weapons, that's pretty useless. The most important thing is to have good economical relations and security guarantees from other countries. And Putin can't keep his mouth shut, so he says that, yeah, Saddam Hussein thought so too. That kind of brought the conversation down. I don't know why he said it. Maybe to make Kazakhstan realize that maybe it's very important for Kazakhstan to be very friendly with Russia. Otherwise, they are toast, like Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi. You can make a very long list. New York Post is promoting Nick Fuentes. You didn't expect that. The Jewish, very Jewish New York Post. Yeah, they say that all parents should listen to Nick Fuentes to warn their children about him. How do they think that that is going to get? Nick Fuentes will, of course, convince many of the parents that he's totally correct in a lot of things. Not all the things, but some things. And these groypers, as they are called, you can read the story about it if you're interested. It was a joke on 4chan, I think, and they used it as, you know, the deplorables, something like that. It was a derogatory term, but they thought that, yeah, we can be groypers. So that's how Nick Fuentes fans name themselves. But they have a good point. They just want to be able, even if they don't believe those things, they want to be able to say exactly the same things as Ben Shapiro, Barbara Spectre, and Randy Fine. They want to be able to say that in the other direction. And if they can't, well, something is very wrong. And it's easy to agree with that. So a little bit story that Elon Musk said was totally correct, which is interesting. So you know the story. Elon Musk accused Trump of being in the Epstein files. The Democrats, they were now demanding that they release the Epstein files. Trump calls this a total hoax and trick the Democrats to vote for releasing all the Epstein files. And now the Democrats are panicking because they got exactly what they were tricked to believe. And now Trump and Elon Musk are friendly with each other. Yeah, that happened, but we're still waiting for Les Wexner being arrested and a lot of other people. There are people who have been fired and gotten into a lot of trouble, so that's great. Elon Musk is posting that the Overton window, this window, what we in Swedish call åsiktskorridoren, the opinion corridor. So this Overton window is what you are allowed to think, and this window is getting wider, Elon Musk says. Non-gentle Gentile, it's an X account, verified account that is not deleted yet. But this non-gentle Gentile is saying that, yeah, why is everything I say hatred? While all the hatred, of course, of Ben Shapiro, Barbara Spectre, and Randy Fine is fine, unlike which it isn't. But still, yeah, people are noticing that. And X, to celebrate my birthday, X was responding to me and saying that, no, definitely not. We will not ever look at your appeals again. So now I have another email from them when they are admitting their crimes. So thank you for that. It turns out that I should probably not, I got lied to by a Brave Search AI, I think. I should not get this integrity protection agency involved. They don't do this. But we have a consumer ombudsman or the consumer agency that do take complaints like this. So that's what I will do as soon as I have time and demand that X get exposed. So X has not said which posts were bad and which of the rules. They say many posts were against some rules. That's all they have done. So I will at least demand that they post exactly all my posts that were illegal on the platform so that we know why they are censoring exactly what posts. And then, of course, censorship doesn't work if you have to tell everyone what you're censoring. And the Jew knows that. So, of course, I assume. I don't think it's the Qataris, I don't think it's the communists, I don't think it's the Wokies, it's the Jewish mafia, and everyone knows that. But I got a new response. And people on X, if you want to give me a birthday present, posting about my banned account, where a lot of big accounts can see something about it, would be nice. Official Elftown is my account called. You have it linked on all my Substacks, despite that it's deleted, which also affect other people on X. This affordability, that's going great for Zoran Momdani. So he met with Trump, and who was right? All the experts. And I remind you that these experts, they are complete morons that are getting paid to be wrong about Mamdani and wrong about Trump. So maybe all the people should listen to me instead. I said that this will go very well, and they have one word, affordability, to unite with. And Trump himself was even amazed. I wasn't. Trump was amazed that, he agreed a lot with Mamdani, and they will work on affordability in New York City. So that's, you can see the cute image of Trump and Mamdani liking each other. Here in Sweden, we have our Prime Minister, and he has been talking with other Nordic and Baltic countries, and they are having a plan, this peace, they will stand with Ukraine, yada yada. So I remind you about Amathia. The COVID shit, total lie. They did everything wrong, and they were wrong about everything. The climate bullshit, everything that comes out of Brazil, complete waste of time, and it only irritate people. And all the sanctions against Russia, they failed, and they were wrong about everything. But they have a new lie, a new plan that will fail as miserable as the previous plans. So that's how they do it. It's the Amathia leadership that we have. But finally, if you want to hear some weird sound, so you have a lady that is throwing stuff in an echo, icy kind of valley, and it sounds really much like the color of her hair. So her hair looks like these birch leaves, but more reddish, very shiny kind of red hair that fits exactly perfectly with the sound. And with that, I say a big thank you to all my happy birthday wishers. So thank you for that, and see you again the day after my birthday for a spiritual Sunday.